I'm Lord Sko, and this is PIFF with Chinatown Sounds.
Shit sound good for the soul, man, you know what I'm saying?
When I was making PIFF, what I was really trying to do was encapsulate like a classic stoner rap album. I feel like that was such an era in time in the early 2010s, and that was really like an influential period for me getting into hip hop, and specifically that like niche hip hop, blog era, all of that. And I remember seeing like a tweet like Wiz Khalifa had put out, being like, "No one makes stoner music anymore," and I was like, "Fuck is you talking about?" For me, like most of the time when I'm smoking, I'm listening to music. When I'm listening to music, I'm smoking. Like whether that's in a live setting or just in my crib, like ripping my bong or like whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like I always have like the music. I kind of wanted to just make something that, you know, was psychedelic and kind of lended itself to that. Like something that really reminded you like the first time you smoked weed and like you was laughing for no reason and shit like that. And shit just felt like a roller coaster, you know what I'm saying? And I think there's a lot to be said within the content of that album. And, you know, it stands for something bigger than just like, this is stoner rap. I think it's a bigger statement on, someone's substance abuse and its popularity and shit like that. Kind of like giving it from my perspective as someone who has been involved in that. You know, I'm a young kid from New York City. I run around, I like to party, I like to smoke weed and, you know, hang out and, you know, do shrooms and acid, and I've been doing that since I was young. So I'm very like involved in, you know, just like my brain works very psychedelically, so I wanted to make something that reflected that.
Yeah. Uptown shit, you know the deal. Shit sound good for the soul, man, you know what I'm saying? Pure PIFF, yeah. It's just something you can't understand. World is in my palm, the blunt is in the other hand. Even my haters gotta love it, man. Spent so much on drugs, I made the plug become a fan. Watching city lights, used to dream I'd live this life. Any business I did yesterday, a different price. Seen a lot of rappers dying for a bit of vice. Catching big fish, this a wrong pawn to be picking fights. Just hung my poster in the trophy room. Shorty friends is bad, might ask her what she open to. Rolling potent weed with a golden hue. I'm out in Malibu enjoying all these ocean views. Official business, so we speak in code. How's it feel to be a millionaire? Don't even know. Couple $1,000 sweater, smell like reefer smoke. He go tripping, ask your little homie what he reaching for. Been feeling great, y'all can't deny the motion. I could travel when I want, but lately I've been posted. Y'all gotta learn to listen when your time is spoken. Rockin' polo, putting money on Italian horses. It's just something you can't understand. World is in my palm, the blunt is in the other hand. Even my haters gotta love it, man. Spent so much on drugs, I made the plug become a fan. It's just something you can't understand. World is in my palm, the blunt is in the other hand. Even my haters gotta love it, man. Spent so much on drugs, I made the plug become a fan. Straight up and down, though. Yeah.
The joint, I understand, like that's that's a good joint right there. It's a good record. It was, one of the lead singles for the album. Shout out to Curren, he came through and killed it. Shout out to my man A Loud. We cooked that up at Off Record. And we was talking about this. This song is like a good advertisement for the album, I think, in the sense that like, it might be a little literal in a sense, but like, me and A Loud was like, I had this conversation with him, like, I want to do some stoner rap, early 2010 shit. And he was like, I got you. A lot of people don't know he was like a student of Fraud, who we also got on there. But he cooked up with Fraud very early in his career, was, doing all types of shit. So, we made some shit like that, and I knew from making it that I wanted to get Currency on it, you know what I'm saying, like from the jump. And that was always my goal. And, like when it got time, like I had the open verse for a minute. And, I was just really like swinging for Currency on it. Like, he was always the person I wanted on it. So like, when it came time to like get the features done and shit, I remember talking to my managers and, figuring how we was gonna reach out. And what ended up happening was Dante reached out to Nicki Diamond's Diamond Co., the clothing brand. Shout out Nicki Diamonds. And Dante didn't have his number, but he reached out to Nicky. He was like, yo, could you connect us? Connected him. He knocked it out like the next day. It was pretty ill, like in currency fashion, you know? So we got that, and, you know, I took it back to the studio where they loud, changed a couple things around, did a little, you know, put the sauce on it, and, you know, came through, man. I understand.
Let me talk my shit one time. Yeah. Go ahead and light the candle from both ends. You might find what you looking for in the meantime. Swear that I ain't been sober since I was 14, but nobody check on me because I seem fine. No complaints though. By the Apollo, we 20 deep in the Range Rover. I've been trying to make it home through them layovers. I'm laid up breaking bread, I don't know what they told you. Model bitches taking bumps in the bathroom. Been sipping out the bottle since about 30 minutes past noon. I've been stepping on eggshells with glass shoes. Used to people coming up to me asking if I have shrooms. For the record, I might spend my adolescence drinking Henny, getting in fights. One day I'm about whatever without checking the price. For now I try appreciating every lesson in life. Hey yo, it's hard to find my blessings in my spare time, cause this is money we talking about, I don't share mine. All the clothes that I be wearing is the rare kind. And fuck your private jet, I'd rather buy the airline. All that's behind this is science. I've been defiant since I knew what slingshot killed Goliath. If I ain't smoking on my corner, probably overseas flying to destinations they don't even teach you about in school. Smoking loud, might cop an altitude and take your bitch without a couple thousand, make her count it too. Rock Buchanan, Jaggers, cross 110th Street. Was talking shit on Wednesday, smacked them in the next week. Yeah. Check the way we slide, it's no doubt we outside. We travel the planet and hit you with that. We rockin' with the best, so ain't no need to go and panic. Yeah. Shout out Grand Pooba, you know what I'm saying? The legend. Facts. Mike Shab on the beat. You know what I mean?
Jabot talk, man. Uptown fly shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always love my Jabot jeans. He's my favorite brand of jeans. I'm rocking them right now. I had this record. It was actually longer when I first made it. Shout out to Mike Shab. He had sent me some heaters, and this was one of the ones that I ended up jumping on. But I just wrote, like, OD shit on it. I was kind of, like, experimenting with a different swing on my flow. Like, I wasn't trying to, like, just be as direct. I was kind of, like, trying to do, like, the ill prodigy. Like, I ain't even trying to really rhyme on you flow. Like, I'm just kind of kicking it, like, you know what I'm saying? So I was definitely, you know, trying to, like, just experiment a little. And I like, you know, put mad bars down on the track. Dante was out in New York over the summer, 2024, and he was like, yo, what if we got Grand Pooba on this shit? And Baba was like, yo, that'll be ill, God, like, that'll be fire, like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, we just made that happen. It was a pretty easy call. Both of them got, like, you know what I'm saying, connections with him. You know, he reached out and laid it down and shit. I cut down the amount of bars I was, like, rapping. In the track, you hear, like, the fade out. I had more for him, you know what I'm saying? I always keep that shit on me, you know what I mean? But, so we shortened it a little bit, and Pooba came through, gave us the verse, and it was like, yo, I'm gonna put, like, we was like, oh, all right, dope, like, that's fire. He came through with the verse. And then, like, 2 days later, he, like, emailed us again and was like, I'm gonna lay down a chorus for this too. We was like, all right, yeah, cool, like, let's do it. So, you know, he laid down the chorus, and then I, again, like, took it back to the studio, like, fixed it up. This joint was actually some just the behind the scenes shit, like, yo, the mixing process of this album, obviously everything sounds good, but, like, there was so many stems and so many features and like, just, like, everything now, yo, bro, like, I had to get all of that shit together. But this joint was a nightmare because, like, motherfuckers was losing ad-libs, and then, like, I had recorded it, and then, like, I recorded a new ad-lib track, and then motherfuckers couldn't find the new ones, and then they found the new ones, and then it was a whole thing, bro. And then obviously with the shortened shit, like, motherfuckers was like, it was all over the place, but it came together. I'm happy with how the song came together. You know, shout out to the guy, Grand Pooba, for blessing it. I'm saying, obviously, he was one of them ones rocking Jabos, Hill Figure, all that fly shit back in the day. And, you know, we carrying on tradition, so shout out to him for coming through.
Yeah. Uptown shit. Jeff Hardy, Newport, Lord, you know the deal.
La música de Harry Fraud.
Became the man of the house young. About time we had a conversation about son. Y'all on some extra shit and get outdone. I stand out doing nothing, sit on the couch rolling loud blunts. Crowd surfing on Beretta in the quarter trench. Looking like I play for the bench at them sport events. Smoking weed so good that you can't ignore the strength. A lot of people couldn't hang off this tree like an ornament. Foreign chicks by the Kid Crotch. I'm at the bar with the veneer doctor for Chris Rock. These long trips need a pit stop. A couple bone rips costing more than your wristwatch. Almost every attractive bitch has got some heavy baggage. Rockin' delicate fabrics, chest out like Lenny Kravitz. Spent December with my denim sagging. Get the basket with a second left to send them packing. Yeah, you know the deal. Jeff Hardy, Newport, Lord.
Bone rips. It's a good one, man. Shout out Harry Fraud. Shout out MAVI, man. Yo, MAVI is up there with the coolest rappers I ever met. Like, so we did that joint, and I didn't know who I wanted to get on the track. Like, I had that 16, and we just talking shit on that ill Fraud beat. You know, I didn't know who I wanted to get on it. I knew I wanted somebody on it. You know, that 16 I kicked was just me, you know what I'm saying? I just had some ill bars in there. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to, like, I was like, all right, like, this is a good one to send out. We ended up being like, all right, yeah, like, MAVI would do it, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Zay, his manager, good dude, good relationship with him. But, you know, we reached out, and he was like, yeah, we're not really doing features right now, but, like, you know, I'm a fan of what y'all do. I'm gonna, like, pass it to him, and if he wants to do it, like, you know, it's all yours. And so we were like, word. Reached out. And I was actually in LA. It was actually crazy, because shout out to Grey Matter. I was at the Mutant Academy studio. I was playing him my album that I had at the time that still had, I think, 1 or 2 open verses on it. You know what I'm saying? There was still like some demos on there. It's unmixed. But like while I'm sitting there playing him the album, I get like like Dante's like, boop, like sends it to me. And he was like, yo, peep this. He's like, I just got this. I haven't heard it. He sent it to me, and I was like, oh shit! Like I just got the feature back for this like open verse that I just played. He was like, who'd you get on it? I was like, MAVI. He was like, nah, let me hear that. So I played the shit. He sent me like an ill, long ass verse, dude. Like he wasn't playing, you know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, it was dope because like I kicked the 16 on it, and like at the time I didn't really have a relationship with him like that. But like I know his manager Zay pretty well, but that's really what it was. Yo, he spit like 30 fucking 8, like maybe like 40 something bars on there, dude. Like he just went in, dude. It was wild, bro. Like, it was crazy. And I remember playing it, and he literally just rapped until the beat stopped. Like, he just didn't stop rapping, but it wasn't no, like, filler bullshit. Like, but I, like, literally asked him, I was like, yo, like, I didn't even know you. Like, why you, like, sent me, like, such a, like, an ill verse? Like, why you just, like, laced it like that? Like, that was, like, thank you, but, like, I was just, like, you know, just like, yo, like, I just like the song. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just was, it's like, yeah, I like the song, bro. He's like, I just ripped it. And when he recorded it, he went on IG Live in the studio playing this shit. It was dope because, like, you know, I'm a fan of his music, but there was people in the live being like, oh, that's Lord Sko, MAVI, like, oh, like, when is this drop? Like, you know, he kind of, like, set it off a little bit, like, some Twitter page posted it. He laced the shit, yo. He sent me OD shit. I was almost like, should I make my verse longer? But I just feel like his verse is such a moment, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt like I didn't want to step on that, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you gotta let people, like, have your shine. We shot the video, he was super cool, man. Like, we was just talking basketball, talking about, you know, all of that shit, you know what I'm saying? He's a really solid dude. You know, shout out to MAVI, bro. It's a dope record, and shout out Harry Fraud, too, you know?
Yeah. Shit sound like Roman candles or something, you know what I mean? Yeah. Jeff Hardy, Newport, Lord. Shit sound nice. Uptown shit, you know the motherfucking deal. Yeah. Just pay me off the books. Won't judge it off of the cover, but how the author looks. Got it poppin' at the party, got your partner shook. Different antics, vigilante like Robin Hood. Just pay me off the books. Won't judge it off of the cover, but how the author looks. Got it poppin' at the party, got your partner shook. Different antics, a vigilante like Robin Hood. Pocket the box cutter. Got some Fendi socks on, I still rock butters. that last check. Almost had them catch numbers. Better cop myself a little watch to get it right covered. I'm tryna walk around my city sober. Might be the underdog T.I., but I've been getting over. Betting over on the Knicks game, they on the road. I could win a couple G's, but they got us go. The jig is up for the rig stuff like carnival games. Might change your habits, but the karma the same. I've been hitting bad bitches, but I'm sorry I forgot your name. Big stepper like I'm walking with a ball and chain. Couch surfer, iron horse rider. Lord Sko, your favorite rapper's favorite ghostwriter. And y'all ain't got no fire, it's sad to see. Just be quiet about how you get that bag to me. Just pay me off the books. Won't judge it off of the cover, but how the author looks. Got it poppin' at the party, got your partner shook. Different antics, a vigilante like Robin Hood. Just pay me off the books. Won't judge it off of the cover, but how the author looks. Got it poppin' at the party, got your partner shook. Different antics, a vigilante like Robin Hood.
So this, truthfully, might be my favorite record on the whole album. I just, it got like a certain, like just rock to it, you know what I'm saying? Like it's catchy, like it really, I feel like kind of is like a really dope mixture, like all the sounds that's going on in New York. Like, it's like, I feel like you can't really put it in a box. Like, yeah, it's like kind of like a trap record, it's kind of like a cloud rap record, but I'm really rapping like on some, I'm getting real technical with the bars and the spacing on there and shit. But it's kind of like, it's just a dope record, bro. And I remember I went in with Tony Selektah to make that shit. And Tony's a busy dude, shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? He be putting in tons of work, so you catch him when you catch him. We had connected, and I met him at Young World, the Mike Festival, shout out Mike. He was like, yo, like, I'm glad I met you. Like, yeah, let's get something in. And then, like, that session, he was like, yo, let's do it this day. And, we finally, locked in. I went in there, I laid a record down, it was, pretty good. And, we was both like, all right, this is good, let's do another, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. So then he had sent me a pack that I, wrote some shit to, but we pulled up a beat that I hadn't wrote to yet. And it had mad different sections of the beat. And I was kind of like, yo, let's just use this section right here. I think this shit is fly. I wasn't, no diss, but I wasn't really jacking the other part of the beat. But that part, I was like, this shit is knocking. Let's use that. He's like, all right, let's do it. And I wrote it pretty quick, not gonna lie. It just really came to me, you know what I'm saying? I was in a good writing space when that happened. And I was really getting to it. And we did that joint. We did some of the stop cuts on the beat, which just really took it to the next level. And that was just the joint I was super proud of. When I sent it to people were like, yo, this one is hot. You know what I'm saying? And then shit was crazy. I had to reshoot a whole video for it. Shout out my man Orbit, came through on the visuals. Shout out Grim Dozer and Tony Selektah for coming through on the track. Shit is ill. That's one of my favorite records that I ever made. One of my super fun to perform, and that's just one of them ones, bro. Man, fuck.
Statik Selektah.
Yeah. You turn my vocal up just a little bit. Yeah. Keep my mind on a swivel. Inspiration on the side that you can't find in the middle. Riddle me this. Still been building with the minimalist. Got my whole entire crew in with a minimalist. Got model bitches blowing dice before it leave my hand. Green Averex got me looking like Peter Pan. Left it up in the air with a prayer we meet the man. Still my brother's keeper, pumping Chiba while I feed the fam. Might need to plant a butter broken odds. I'm on the corner rolling weed that grew in Oakland Farms. Homie, you be smoking blackworks, holding poet jars. Keep my pistol buried in my pocket, somewhat open arms. Been living lavish since I left the block. Could check the box, scan everything I could ever want. At 10 o'clock, the downward shot outside the restaurant. With a Venezuelan escort on his left arm. So what's the second thought? I don't pay no mind to shit that be the best you got. Free the homies, swore they wasn't getting caught. Hit the blunt so much that I be out of breath a lot. So what's the second thought? I don't pay no mind to shit that be the best you got. Free the homies, swore they wasn't getting caught. Hit the blunt so much that I be out of breath a lot. So bizarre the way we live in life without concern. After walking through the fire, he might count the burns. Said he meant it, but his voice ain't really sounded sure. Pop prescription pills sitting on the couch from my counselor. I feel like young Gandolfini, you with your mans, but y'all still all ran off when you see me. Make one call, I can handle him easy. Statik got me at the table, spend a band on sashimi. I'm the one y'all gotta answer to, and she don't even like my music, just think I'm a handsome dude. Might dip the section with a bitch who look like Caribou. I'm used to getting offers for the bosses that you can't refuse. I don't even remember the rest of the words, but we got enough of this shit. Facts.
Second thought. Shout out my man Statik, Selektah. It's a dope record, man. You know, me and him cooking our own plate right now. It's gonna come hopefully in the summertime at some point, but you know, that record, I heard it, I made that one for PIFF. I knew when I heard the beat, it would go with the record sonically, and, you know, I was like, yo, I need this one for my record. It was like, that's all good. That's what it was, you know what I'm saying? Regular shit, cooking with Stat, you know what I'm saying? That's mentor of mine for sure, you know what I'm saying? That motherfucker love eating sushi, I don't like it. That motherfucker said, Statik got me at the table, spent a band on sashimi. Motherfucker will do that shit. He's a fucking bougie dude, you know what I'm saying? Shit is wild, you know? He know how to ball out, like, so. Shout out to Statik, you know what I'm saying? All due respect, like, I've like definitely like spit out some like $100 bites of fucking raw fish in like a napkin. And then like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't really, I'm like, yo, my palate is expanding. Like, he's took me to a few spots that I'm like, that motherfucker love his sushi. He like all type of food, but that motherfucker like sushi. So that's where that bar came from. Solid shit, man. That's what it is.
I swear that I ain't falling back. I ain't falling back on him. I ain't falling back for none. I swear that I ain't falling back. I ain't falling back on him. I ain't falling back for none. Broken promises, but I ain't falling back. I really saw this shit, so I ain't falling back for none. Dissolving acid tab, watch the pattern shift. Money talk, said I need a cut like a masochist. Threw some Timberlands on and grew about half an inch. Promise that your shit ain't perfect if you didn't practice it. I'm smoking Randy Moss, got a solid hand, I don't even drop the ball on New Year's. In my efforts, I shed a few tears to be here. You could catch me making 3 cheers to me, myself, and I. But everybody need a piece of the pie, right? I'm sky high, catch me smoking cushion, sipping my ties. Everybody in my city see me say that's my guy. But I don't even know like half of y'all names though. But hey bro, I'm sure that most of them could say the same though. I spend my nights getting high and my days low. Taking trips out to Miami where the haze grow. Putting drugs in my nasal with days low. Pockets full of manchego, hoes do what I say so. Just tell them I ain't falling back. I ain't falling back on them, I ain't falling back. Broken promises, but I ain't falling back for none. I swear that I ain't falling back. I ain't falling back on them, I ain't falling back for none. Broken promises, but I ain't falling back. I really saw this shit, so I ain't falling back for none. I'm smoking Randy Moss, I'm 30,000 miles away from y'all. My head booming off the light and dark. Drunk off both and tryna walk in with a firearm and a fake ID like I'm moving on the run. I was 12 and took grandma's closet for all the rum. Y'all saw me not go to college and call me dumb. Now anyone who hear me talk might think I'm on to some, or I'm on something, maybe just a bit of both. Make an album off of sample loops and written notes. And all I do is smoke, piff and boast. Crack bitches, jokes, and 40s in this bitter tone. I couldn't turn the other cheek if I wanted to. But aside from everything, he's still a solid dude. Some of my homies getting locked up, some is on the loose. Couple go to college on scholarships, I was offered too. Tryna wipe the tears off this crocodile. Won't hit you back unless I'm slipping up on a pocket dial. Word is born, I really for this style. Still I'm not too well in the head, ain't seen the doc in a while. Smoking Randy Moss. Don't ask me how I know there's cameras on. Smoking Randy Moss. Just tell him I ain't falling back for none. I swear that I ain't falling back. I ain't falling back on him, I ain't falling back for none. I swear that I ain't falling back. Broken promises, but I ain't falling back for none. I ain't falling back. I ain't falling back on him, I ain't falling back for none. I swear that I ain't falling back. Really saw this shit, but I ain't falling back for none.
Randy Moss. Yeah, man. Shout out Rex Mason. Shout out ASAP 12 as well. So it was over the summer at some point, like early in the summer, I want to say, like maybe like end of May, June type shit. I remember this shit. I had a long ass day. And I like got home, it was like 10:30. I think it was on a Friday night. But I was like, I'm like in for the night. It was one of those nights, you know. I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like I'm partied out. Like I'm gonna take it easy. But yeah, so I get home. I'm literally like hitting my bong, like chilling in the crib, like just relaxing. And like I checked my DMs, and ASAP told me, was like, "What you fucking with tonight? I got the stew." I was like, "Damn, like wow, I'm so tired. Like why tonight?" You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, how long you got it till? He was like, all night. Like come through. Like let's do some shit. I was like, I ain't gonna front on my man, like, cause yo, like, you know, that's like he's super underrated as an MC, I think, and you know, definitely a dope rapper. I grew up listening to ASAP Mob, Beast Coast, all of that shit. It was definitely like something that was important in my artistic development. And I also went on IG Live with him when I was like 15 to 16 years old. It was like I think it was pre-pandemic, to be honest. But I was like a little like 15-year-old, like smoking a backwood, like on his live. Like, yo, like, I'm a rapper, like, yada, yada, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was just trying to like holler at him, like, you know what I mean? He was like, yo, no doubt. Like, I was like, I'm from the Heights, like, uptown, like, yeah. He was like, word, like, you know what I'm saying? I had like a pack of Newports. He was like, yo, my man, like the Beatles over here. Like, I had a little like haircut, like stupid looking haircut. But that shit was like cool. Like, he wasn't clowning on me. Like, you know, he wasn't like doing, he was like, send it to my DM. And I sent it to his DM and he responded, he was like, this high, it's fire. Like, let me know if you want to do something, you know, which like, you know, I ain't really had the money for at the time, but, you know, he still was like, you know, he was like, this is dope, like, whatever, like, keep it pushing, you know? And I was like, all right, dope, like, I appreciate that, like, whatever. So that was just a cool moment for me, like, you know what I mean? So I had to come through and do that. I came through, we did the Nina Sky joint. He laid his verse down, so I had to come correct. I laid my shit, and he was like, nah, I gotta put another on there. So I was like, you got that. Shout out to 12, though, 212, you know what I'm saying? And then how the Randy Moss joint came along was when we were picking beats. We were there with Rex Mason and my man Rand Van Dam, and we're going through the beat pack, like, and I hear this joint, and we almost picked it, but I was like, nah, like, let me get that, like, put that one aside for me, like, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, all right, like, you got that, you know what I'm saying? I was like, word. Me and 12 knocked out another joint that night. I don't know where it at, but somewhere. And then, you know, they sent me the beat, and I was just cooking up. I was on some other shit with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was definitely a record that I was trying to get out the box with my writing style, and just, you know, I crushed that shit. That's a good one, you know, Big Lebowski. But yeah, yo, Rex Mason on the production. Shit came together nice, yo, you know what I mean?